Alright, I just woke up and I made a promise to go ahead and well, not a promise. I told somebody I would do something, which, I clarify that as basically a promise, my spoken word. I told somebody I was going to do something that's law, so I'm going to go ahead and do something. I told him I would make a video about evocation. I'm not all there right now. I just woke up. It's like 6:30 in the morning. But I want to go ahead and clarify some things. He wanted to know, because he uses tools. He was gifted with a bunch of tools for his practice. And he uses a mirror. So he wants to know how to do an evocation without using a mirror, all these tools like a wand, a robe, the pentacle, the altar, all that stuff. So I'm just going to clarify some key differences and really what the difference is here. So number one, without the mirror, let's take that out of the equation. Instead of seeing, because the mirror, what it does is it allows you to glance into the astral realm, and it brings you to a neutral point, making the evocation a little bit easier. So that's wonderful. But without it, what you're going to have to do, because you're used to focusing on that mirror, and that's your point of focus and awareness, you're going to have to bring your awareness and shift it back to a wide open awareness. I got a spider web. A wide open awareness. And you're going to have to become open. Instead of being pinpointed on something, you're going to be open for anything that's going to happen. Because the spirit could manifest in something as simple as the incense smoke. It can manifest in your mind as a outline of an object behind your eyes, in your mind, what they call the mind's eye. Or, they can manifest in a number of different ways through clairaudience. So you have to be open to it. You might even see out of the corner of your eye, your peripheral, like a blurred figure, right? So you have to keep that in mind and be open. Don't have expectations. Your expectations have to go out the fucking window. Another thing is, once you take tools out of the equation, a wand, all the wand does is pinpoint your, intention, your will. So once you take that out of there, all you're going to do is know when you're pointing at something, boom, you're now directing the will, and you're visualizing the energy go wherever you want it to with your fingers, like such. Instead of directing it with, the wand, you're now going to have to visualize. And it helps to visualize as if you had a wand, maybe, even, because all you're doing with the wand is just pinpointing and putting it to a general area, and it helps in that manner. Also, without the other tools, all that does is evoke through symbolism and energy, the other four elements. So, if you wanted to, you could do your own little ritual, your own visualizations for that. But that isn't necessary. All you really have to do to accomplish an evocation is you do your call. You call upon your spirit. You start calling, and I would recommend making your own. You can take a conjuration off the internet, and then you want to modify it in your way. Because when you make something yours, your heart becomes into it, and you're able to visualize each word because it's your own. It came from you, your heart, your inner void, and the inner depths of you, and it's on pinpoint and paper. Alright, you wrote this yourself. So you need to make it yourself. Take a conjuration, twist it, make the words your own. I recommend rhyming, because when you rhyme, you have to think creatively to make something rhyme with it. And then you come up with different words. You come up with metaphors, similes, and stuff like that make it 10 times better, more powerful and potent, and it has a stronger effect. Also, when you say these words, when you do your conjuration, visualize each word as you say it. The spirits do like that, and it brings them to you because there's power in visualization. Also, once you get on with your conjuration, you're going to have to go ahead and, if you want to, visualize an outline for them to come through in. You're giving them energy and a space in which to come through in the invocation. That helps a lot. Especially if once you got the outline in your mind, then you start drawing them a shape to come into. What they'll do is they'll come from your mind and they'll project outwards. And that's how you do that. But once that is done, you're going to go ahead and speak forth your request. But if you're having issues for whatever reason, you're probably having an issue staying focused. Focus is a big issue. You need to stay focused on the task at hand. You need to stay 100% focused, 100% determined, and know what you want and feel it to your core. You want to evoke the spirit. So you're going to focus, have a strong intention, and you need to stay focused on that and that alone. Remove all distractions. Sit there for 10, 15, 20, even 30 minutes. Meditate before you go into this. Slow down. Take time to exit and separate yourself from the outside world. Make sure you're not going to be interrupted. If you feel like you're going to be interrupted, in the back of your head, you're going to be thinking about, can somebody hear me? Am I going to be walked in on? Those things are going to mess up your experience a lot. You're not going to get into it at all. So these are key factors you need to take into consideration, because you cannot be out of focus. Now, if you were home alone by yourself, you knew nobody was going to be there for hours, you would get so into it and in the moment, and you would speak with power. That's another thing. You need to speak with power. Speak with power in your voice. Lucifer, come forth. That sounded a little demanding, but my intention was not. And the spirits know your intention, so don't worry about that either. But speak with power. Speak with authority and confidence. The spirits do not like when you're baggy, praying to them. They don't like that. They like when you have confidence, authority, power, when you know who you are and what you will be. That's the big thing. You may not be that yet, but you know what you will be. You will be the most powerful magician that you can be. And that's all that matters. Your potential. And that's what you come to them in. You come to them with confidence, knowing about your potential, knowing of your potential. You come to them with confidence of what you will be. And that's how they will see you too. Those are the major things. Once you get those things down, and you're not going to be interrupted, you're focused, you say your conjuration, you start repeating the name of the spirit, you should have success. And if you don't, there's only a few reasons why you wouldn't. But meditation, visualization, confidence, speaking with power, focus, intention, being in that moment, knowing that nobody's going to come and interrupt you, those are the things that fucking matter. And once you have those things down, you're good. Also, when it comes to evocation, you need to look at the sigil. So you're going to be looking at the sigil, and then you're going to look past it. You could take something, right? Take this phone, for instance. And now I'm looking through the phone at a tree behind it. And then I'm going to lower my gaze to the phone, and I'm still looking through the phone as if it wasn't there. Now, that's what you're going to do. You're going to take that and do that. And that's how you're going to look at the sigil. Also, most people don't say this, but you need to take a drop of blood. You put a drop of blood or two on the sigil. And what that does is it activates the sigil. That is also another little key factor. I mean, you don't have to do it. I've done it without it. But it helps tremendously if you do that. Also, sometimes if you feel like nothing's happening, nothing is going anywhere, maybe you should close your eyes. I know one time for me, I tried to evoke Raziel. This is about 3 years ago. I evoked Raziel. And I had nothing. I felt nothing. Didn't hear anything. I was getting upset. I was like, man, what what am I doing wrong? You know, I closed my eyes, and all of a sudden I was took somewhere else completely. He took me to another place. I was took in a vision to a separate place where he showed me a vision and gave me an answer that way. So don't ever, you know, jump to a conclusion. Close your eyes, sink down, be patient, and try to draw close to them. You have to, sometimes they'll be there, as my friend said, and you're just not receiving enough. You have to soften up, which is a very good point. You need to be in the right state, be open and receiving to hear and to accept that energy within. Your intention has to be right. But that's all that I'm going to say for today. You have a good one. It's a little bit early, so I might make a part 2, depending on how I like this video. Like I said, it's really early, so I'm not all there. It's like 6:30 right now, my time. But, okay. Alright, y'all have a good one. Hope that helps.